It is my privilege to serve as superintendent for the Eastern Sunrise District. Jesus came to his cousin John to be baptized. John was preparing the way for the greater one who would come after him. He was baptizing those who wanted to be changed for the better, those who were seeking God's forgiveness. Jesus came to John to be cleansed by the baptismal waters. However, Jesus' baptism was different. As Jesus was coming out of the water, the heavens split open and the Spirit came down upon him, and a voice from heaven said, "You are my Son, whom I dearly love. I am well pleased in you." Jesus received the cleansing gift of water and the empowering gift of the Holy Spirit. Jesus was then forced out into the wilderness. Jesus, the one without sin, who came for us, spent 40 days in the wilderness without food or drink. Jesus was tempted by the evil one. Time and again, he was offered shortcuts, ways of avoiding the difficulties presented by the wilderness. The evil one said, "No need to be hungry and thirsty. Just command these stones to become bread." Jesus digs deep, remembers what he'd learned, and trusted the Holy Spirit's power, and says to the evil one, "People don't live by bread alone, but by every word spoken by God." And the devil takes Jesus to the holy city, to the highest point of the temple, and says, "Throw yourself down, test God, see if the angels really will protect you." Again, Jesus digs deep, remembers what he's been taught, trusts the Holy Spirit's power, and says, "But it is written, do not test the Lord your God." Finally, the evil one takes Jesus up on a high mountain, shows him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory, and says, "Worship me, and all of this will be yours." Jesus digs deep, remembers what he had learned, trusts the gift of the Holy Spirit, and says, "Go away, Satan, because it is written, you will worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Jesus received the gift of baptism and the power of the Holy Spirit, and then he was tested. Would he remember who he was? Would he remember whose he was? Would Jesus take the shortcuts offered him by the evil one? Or would he dig deep and remember what he had learned, whose he was? Would he trust the empowering presence of the Spirit? We too are people of water and the Spirit. Most of us have received the gift of the baptismal waters and the empowering gift of the Holy Spirit. We too go from high and holy moments to those times of wilderness wanderings. We are tempted to forget who we are, that we too are deeply loved sons and daughters of God. We are tempted to live life on our own. We are tempted to take shortcuts and take foolish chances. We are enticed by symbols of power and status that surround us. In our high and holy moments, as well as during those times when we're wandering through the wilderness, will we remember who we are and whose we are? Will we remember the lessons of faith that we have learned? Will we accept the freedom and the power of the Holy Spirit? Let us live as people of water and the Spirit.